Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. This is your January situationship reading for the collective. I've shuffled the deck and pulled the cards. Let's get into your spread. So, as I'm looking into your energy in the month of January, you've got 2 nines in reverse, and I really like to see this because it's some of the most difficult nines to deal with, which is the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. So that talks about you preparing to really wrap up a phase in your life where you were stressing out, maybe where you were feeling as though you had to do everything by yourself. Because with the cards that I'm seeing here, it's making me feel like even if you were in a relationship with your person that's coming through, there's a tendency for you to feel as though you're by yourself, you're on your own. When problems arise in your life, maybe you don't have someone to talk to about it because there's this very detached partner that you're kind of off and on with, and they don't really have anything to contribute to your situation, right? So what I like about your spread for the month of January is it looks like things are going to get a lot easier for you because your focus has shifted, right? A lot of you, I feel like, have released this situation probably because of the new year. You know, there's a lot of new energy in your spread where you're very focused on the tangible, on setting goals, glowing up, manifesting, perhaps starting businesses or new jobs, finishing degrees, or going back to school. You're not as focused on love at this time. And I feel like that has a lot to do with the dynamic of this connection, right? You actually got twin flame in the reverse, and your overall theme is the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So spending a lot of time really thinking about what a commitment now should look like to you. Perhaps in the past, whatever this was, whether it was a relationship or just kind of off and on, that might have suited you fine for where you were at in your life. But now I feel like you're a lot more focused on the longevity of connections. What's worth your time? Can you build with someone? Would you be able to grow? The energy between the two of you is actually the Tower in the reverse in the future. And so I feel like for you, you've been doing so much ruminating over the last few months, maybe even the last year, about this connection and how it affected your life. I feel like it showed you a lot of areas of your life that you needed to heal. I don't particularly think this person helped you to heal. If anything, they triggered you so much that you had to get to the bottom of why you were feeling the way you were feeling. This person could have been a karmic partner with your twin flame in reverse, but this can also just be a very unenlightened divine masculine partner. So make sure to check out the twin flame reading. I feel like this person, it's almost kind of weird because you're so separate that their energy coming through is kind of surprising in the sense that you're very, very autonomous from this person, right? You are making moves on your own. You're not considering what they would say or what they would think. It's like this person isn't even in your energy. But I think because you haven't started something new, that's why this is coming through. There's also an energy of you viewing this connection completely different. So at one time, this probably was quite a priority in your life, whereas this person was very aloof or they were just uninvested or unsure about what they wanted. Now it feels like you took them at their word, where you took their actions and you were like, okay, well, if you don't know, I don't know, I'm going to figure it out by myself, right? Everything in your life, I feel like, will start to move this month because you're actually ending on the Page of Pentacles. So as you're releasing some of this heavier energy of feeling isolated, feeling rejected, feeling as though you're worrying about where this connection will go in the future, you'll probably find that you're moving very quickly, right? You could be getting lots of offers for projects. If you're like an independent contractor or freelancer, you could be finding many things that hold your interest that perhaps you could turn into like a job or side hustle. There's a lot of energy of newness in your reading, and it feels as though you've been passing up opportunities that could have presented themselves to you when you were with this person, or they could have always been available, but you didn't pay attention because you were really focused and wrapped up in this, right? So for you, it's interesting because you're very separate from this person. Like, I'm not seeing a whole lot here as far as like, I miss this person, I'm in love with this person. You're very focused on your future, what kind of partner you'd like to be, what kind of partner you'd like to attract. And are you at a place in your life to do that, right? Once you find that person, what do you want that relationship to look like? Because I feel like you're viewing this as a huge lesson. You actually have waiting in the reverse, forgiveness, right? And friends. And there is some really big friend energy coming from your end where it's just like family first. This person over here, if they come back, I don't have animosity, but I don't have time either, right? Now let's take a look at your person's energy for the month of January, because they're experiencing some big themes. Whereas with you, I feel like you've already been through the storm and now it's just kind of coming out of it and figuring out what you want. This person has the sun, the tower in the reverse, and the star, and that came out kind of askew. So I feel like this person is probably going through a lot in their life right now. It looks like financially they might be struggling pretty hardcore. There's also an energy of perhaps them having to depend on someone else that they don't feel 100% comfortable depending on, right? And I feel like that's kind of karma, because there was a time when you really depended on this person and maybe they were super wishy-washy. So now they're being put in situations where the stability is not there. And that's because that's what they brought into your relationship, right? As I'm looking at your person, their oracle cards are the past in the reverse and deserted. So there's an energy of them being at kind of this strange standstill in their life. They're so wrapped up in toxicity. I don't know if your person has an addiction, because there's some cards here that are showing me this person is contemplating what they would need to do to be free of something, right? So whether that's like a belief or a habit or a person, there's something here that they're realizing is blocking them from success. And it's becoming very, very apparent this month. So it's almost like they're seeing everything for exactly what it is. They're realizing that they have things that they should have let go of way sooner than now. I feel like whatever this tower moment is in regards to this situation, this tower happened a long time ago, but this person keeps trying to return to this. And it's almost like they're not realizing that they actually use whatever this is as an excuse to not grow or change. So you'd be surprised to find out that there's something going on with your person where they're actually starting to put more effort into being stable. Like, I don't know if your person struggles with their mental health or their finances, but they're realizing that they only have like a certain amount of reserve available of like energy or money or time. And so they're starting to realize, like, in the past, it seems like this person spread themselves too thin. They were trying to be everything to everyone. And that was probably part of your problem with this person, is like, when do you grow up? When do you move on? When do you let exes go? When do you leave toxic jobs or family? This person was trying to be everything to everybody, but because they only have, maybe 100% energy, you can't give 2,000% when you don't have 2,000%. So it's interesting to me because this person this month, they're kind of realizing, like, okay, there are things in my life that I'm giving energy to that are taking away from things that would actually prosper if I paid more attention to them. And I think that that's good, because at least this person is being rational in the sense of like, I can't be everything to everyone, or some of these things don't align with where I see myself going in the future, and they're a distraction. It's time to start cutting out some of this. The tower in the reverse is talking a lot to me about your person having some kind of complex where it's like they don't want to see things for what they are. They feel perhaps obligated or indebted to people. They keep holding on to things that only bring them grief, right? And for a long time, I feel like your person was not very realistic about the fact that something was over or needed to be over, right? So if this is like an ex, they kept dealing with this ex regardless of how that was affecting them in the way of being able to start a new relationship. Well, you can't start something new if you're playing house with someone else, right? If this is like a habit, this could be someone who has been drinking for so many years that they are not cognizant or haven't been cognizant of the way that their addiction is affecting all of their relationships and their finances, right? So I like this for them because I think that this person will probably be making some different choices now that they're starting to look at the future and kind of walk away from the past or the version of themselves that they were in the past. They actually are in 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands reversed, which is super interesting because you're over here in 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands reversed, right? So they've gotten into a place where this tower took place so long ago, they're finally starting to see and internalize the fact that if you got a divorce, you don't need to like go grocery shopping for your ex 5 years later. Or if you've separated, you don't need to still call every birthday 7 years later to check in with the girlfriend you had for 9 months. You get what I'm saying? Like, this person is finally coming to the realization that the only thing holding up the show is them. Now, what they'll do about it, I'm not sure, because there's an energy of feeling upset with themselves for the choices that they made, feeling fearful about how to communicate what they've realized, because they feel like they're really far behind as far as like progress or growth within themselves in their life. And they feel like they've shown you that they can't be trusted, right? Or that they can't function without whatever this is. So if this person were to come back to you and be like, oh, hey, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I'm holding on to a lot of stuff that's super toxic. I'm the reason why I'm the way I am. You already know that about them, right? That's not a surprise. That's not a secret. It's just like, okay, welcome to the party. We already took the decorations down last year. You get what I mean? And so this person is realizing that they've been kind of living in this weird illusion that they created for themselves because they weren't willing to face endings. That's really what this is about, is that this person did not want to have to heal. They didn't want to have to move on. They just wanted to keep living in 2003 or 2005 or whatever, right? And they're starting to see that the show is over, the party's over, people are moving on, people have done different things, and now they feel alone. Well, the only person they have to blame is themselves because they weren't willing to evolve, right? Anything that can't evolve becomes extinct, you know, and I think this person kind of thought that people would placate them forever or that they could just live in this fantasy land, right? Now, this person is ending on the sun, and this is a very harsh truth for this person, that the rest of their life, like, they wanted to stay living in the past, but nobody else wants to play this game with them, whether it's like family or friends. People are telling them like, dude, you peaked in high school. I'm so sick of hearing about when you were on the football team. That was 20 years ago, right? Like, people are starting to look at them and say things like, okay, but you're an adult now, or that was really old, or that happened a long time ago when you told me that, right? So they're starting to realize that they're very outdated, and they're seeing ways that they need to try to upgrade themselves. For some of you, a person called them out on their emotional intelligence because they struggle with something emotionally. It's like they have a behavior problem. Okay, so this is somebody that shuts down, walks away, leaves, ghosts. They have a tendency to ignore people that try to reach out or to like include them in things. This is somebody who has like a really toxic way of maintaining relationships, right? They're kind of selfish in the sense that it's like, you need to text me or you're never going to hear from me. And then when I don't reply to you, you need to understand that I don't reply to anybody because that's just what I do. I'm a loner. Okay, no, that's like gross. That's like borderline abuse. Like, you're gaslighty and weird. Because this is like, when I reach out, I want the attention immediately. When other people reach out to me, I'm just going to ignore, right? I'm going to make people feel isolated. And so I think that people probably stop reaching out to whoever this is, or stop trying to include whoever this is. And they've had time to be alone with themselves, right? And kind of realize like, wow, I'm not a really great person to hang out with. I don't think I like myself. I don't think I like my own company. Then they try to reach out to other people, and people are like, what do you want? You know, you've been gone for so long. What difference does it make if you suddenly want to come hang out? And I feel like this person is getting these kinds of messages from their family, right? Not from you, which I think you probably would say something along those lines. But this is more coming from like their family of origin or people that they've known forever that they just take for granted, right? People get sick of being ignored, even if it's a sister or a brother, you know? And so I think this person is having to face some harsh truths that their mode of operation is outdated. The way they think is outdated. Like, if you behave like an 8-year-old because everybody's supposed to cater to you, but you're actually 45, that's really tacky, right? And I think people are starting to get really fed up with this person and they're just not engaging anymore. So as this person is having to have these epiphanies of like, wow, everyone's moved on. I still act like a child. Nobody wants me in their space. People stop reaching out to me. Now they're looking at their situation and they're realizing I need to upgrade, right? I don't want my future to be like the last 15 years of my life. How do I go about doing that? Well, of course, they think about you. And so let's take a look as to why that is. I think it's because you were able to move out of this 9 energy, the 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, because this is very independent, right? This is you by yourself, you just working so hard, you going through your dark night of the soul alone. And so I think that's why this person is looking to you, because it feels like you've been able to tackle some big themes in your life in the time you've known this person. And so they are viewing you as like a resource, right? You're a valuable resource because you've been able to pull yourself up by yourself. Well, now they're alone and they're realizing people won't stand for their childish ways, right? Or for their emotional unintelligence. And so they're looking to you as a teacher, right? And that is kind of that Page of Pentacles energy. Hey, can you show me how you got where you are? Or, hey, when I met you, you had some stuff that it looks like you dealt with. Can you tell me what you did? Right? So you might find it a little frustrating, I feel like, in January, just because if you're looking for this person to give you like a very romantic offer, I don't particularly see that happening. I feel like this person is in the process of trying to find themselves. And then after that, they're thinking like, okay, maybe I could be with my person, right? For you, I don't know that you have the patience to sit and teach this person and rehabilitate this person, simply because you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed twice, right? So it's kind of like, where were you when I needed you? And how long would it even take you to get remotely close to where I am? Do I want to wait around for that, right? The world is my oyster. I finally got my mind right. I got my stuff together. I don't know that I have time to wait on you. This person, though, has feelings for you because the Two of Cups came out for them. Let's see more about that. Three of Cups reversed. Okay, so they're oh my goodness. So this person is starting to think about like their life. You know, if people don't want to deal with them, like for example, all their friends are married, but they still can't communicate with someone long enough to take them on a second date, right? If everybody they know has kids, but this person's longest relationship is 3 months because they never want to put a title on anything, they're starting to think about those things. And they're realizing like, wow, if I would have been more of an adult when I was dealing with this person over here, I would be so much further in life, because look at where they are, first of all, right? They didn't run their life into the ground as a result of the way it treated them. Instead, it motivated them to do better. So this is like a safe person, right? Like this person, I feel like self-destructs. It's probably a learned behavior. And so a lot of the people in their lives possibly have that too. But everybody around them's kind of leveled up or fixed themselves, right? So they're looking at you as a viable candidate to kind of help them grow up, but also like, what if I were to offer something more tangible, right? What if I were to spend the next few years of my life, you know, trying to make things work with this person? Where would I be? What would my life be like? And I don't want you to think that they're thinking about this just from like a financial standpoint. It's more like they're trying to kind of shop for a partner that they feel like they could grow with. and they think of you first because of the way that you've shown up, the way that you treat them, but also just who you are as a person. They're like, okay, if I fixed some of this stuff about myself, I could probably have like a long lasting relationship with my person, or with, my Divine Resolution Tarot viewer, right? So, I mean, I don't know if you're in love with the way that this reading is going, because it's kind of like, okay, you waited forever to open your eyes to your own behavior, right? Now that I'm over this, you want to come back towards me on bended knee and align yourself with me, because I'm on the road to winning. And you realize you don't have the tools in your box to figure out how to even play the game, let alone win the game, right? I'm not saying this person is looking at you as like a relationship out of convenience, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of a weird reason to like go back to somebody. Like, obviously they have feelings for you because of that Two of Cups, but they also feel like you're a really good option because you can kind of help guide them, right? You can be the catalyst to them growing up or changing or settling down. And I mean, it's up to you if that's what you want. Like, I guess there is like benefits to being with someone who needs that kind of help, because you can help mold them or whatever. But I'm really picking up on your energy as like, this isn't what I want, right? I'm not in a space of wanting to have to guide or mold or tutor my significant other, right? If you would have done what you should have done years ago, you wouldn't be in this mess now. Why should I have to stop my show to, fix you, right? I think at one time you tried to support this person, you tried to advise this person, and so that's why they're viewing you as being kind of that mentor energy, because like maybe you didn't judge them when they were going through things, or you gave them like really good advice. So to them, it's like, oh, well, this person will know what to do. I'll go over here and they'll help me out, and they'll teach me how to be a grown up, and they'll love on me and get me back right. And maybe we can actually be happily ever after, because that's like the grown up relationship that I keep avoiding, right? I don't know. I mean, you're going to do with it what you want. For me personally, the star in the reverse, that's exactly what I was going to say. I don't find this attractive one bit, because I am a mother to a teenager. So to me, this isn't cute. Like, I have a whole child that I already am raising to be a man. I'm not going to raise my significant other as well. But that's just my opinion. You're going to do what you want with it. I feel like whatever this person is offering you, you don't even have faith in them, like as a person, to be able to get rid of whatever these things are that are super like toxic and debilitating. So it's very possible that this sun energy where they're like, oh my God, it's so good to see you, I want to spend time with you, or whatever their deal is, you might end up shutting that down just out of the gate, because it's not something that you are viewing as being worth your time, right? Your Page of Pentacles. So it's like, show me the progress, show me the money, show me what have you been able to cultivate in the time that we've been apart, right? Because I know where I've been and I know what I've been through, but I'm going to need receipts. I'm going to need a resume. I'm going to need that 7-page letter about how you're not going to waste my time and everything that you've learned since we've been a thing, right? Because you view this person as a liability to everything that you've been working on. So that is what you can expect for January. That's what's going on with your person that you may not be aware of in your situationship. I'm going to take this to the extended and pull cards to figure out how they feel about you, what they want, how they think you feel about them, what they think you're wanting out of the connection, what they're hiding from you, all kinds of stuff. So link in the description box, preview at the end of the video. I will speak to all of you again soon. Bye. All right, I've shuffled the deck. I've pulled your cards. Let's get into your spread. For your person, they feel the Page of Cups in the reverse for you. So this is looking to me like not only do they feel rejected by you, but they also feel like they missed out on an opportunity for something that could have been real. I feel like you're not making any effort as far as like communication, or if you are, it doesn't have anything to do with like relationships or sex or love. So this person feels like maybe you're just not interested in them anymore. Let's get some clarifying cards for your Page of Cups, because I feel like they don't even know if they were to reach out to you, if you would reply. There's an energy of you withholding, or at least that's how they view you. Like you friend zoned them, or you're not open to being in love with them. If you found them very attractive at one point in the relationship, they feel like that's a situation that's changed. They are viewing you as someone who's like bitter towards them. When you speak to them, they feel like it's more about what you feel like they owe you, right? Or what they haven't delivered on, rather than just like shooting the breeze or being able to commensurate about the weather, right?